So last week, I went to my first ever convention, WonderCon! And oh man, what an awesome time it was. I got to cosplay as my favorite characters, meet awesome cosplayers, and even got to see some celebrities. Side note, the TED cast are just as funny in real life as they are in the show. But anyway, while I was up there, I got a chance to see the new movie, Project Hail Mary. And guys, I think this might actually be the highlight of my weekend. In fact, so far, it is the highlight of 2026. As usual, I'm gonna keep this as spoiler-free as possible because I believe that this movie is a masterpiece and you need to see it for yourself. Now, I am aware this movie is adapted from a novel, and I know what you're thinking. Well, Ronan, you should read the book first before you see the movie. But even for the people who haven't read the book, like myself, this movie is still clear, and even the storyline did not feel out of pocket. You can look at this movie as being an extraordinary sci-fi film with impressive visual effects and cinematography, which we'll get to in a bit. The only thing that I think some people might find divisive about this movie is its ending. There were at least 3 different points where the story could have wrapped up, and it would have been a great movie. But in my opinion, each of these potential endings was better than the last, until it made it to its perfect ending. In terms of story, I think this movie is much in line with a film like Contact. It's a sci-fi adventure that isn't afraid to include moments that don't take place in outer space. Nothing in this movie felt boring to me. The pacing was right on point, and everything outside of the action was interesting to see. Before I saw it, I thought Ryan Gosling was probably going to be the weakest element of the movie. But I was wrong. Much like Hugh Jackman, this guy can slip himself into any role, and you don't see the actor. You just see the character. As I was watching this movie, I did not see Ken or the Fall Guy or any of his previous roles. I just saw Grace and nobody else. And while we're on the subject of characters, I really love that rock creature Rocky. Yes, he is a cute character like Grogu, but that's not all. He's funny, heartfelt, and more importantly, a character that you can sympathize with rather than make you feel like he's just there to sell merchandise. The bond he has with Grace is special because the audience can pick up on the fact that he and Grace will do anything it takes to make sure nobody gets harmed. And hats off to Daniel Pemberton for the score. Between this and the Spider-Verse films, this composer is able to elevate the action, the stakes, and the overall viewing experience. I can put him in line with Michael Giacchino and John Williams as one of the best film composers in Hollywood. The electronic-sounding score fits the film's tone and theme perfectly. Right as I was watching the movie, I knew instantly that it was Pemberton, and when I saw his name in the credits, I wasn't even surprised. He has a signature soundtrack that really amps up the highlights of the movie. Now time for the element that I found the most powerful out of everything else in this movie, the cinematography. Every single frame of this movie, especially the scenes shot in outer space, are incredible. As I was watching this movie, I felt so ashamed of myself for not seeing this in IMAX because oh my god, that would have been a fantastic and unforgettable experience. The shots on Earth are also impressive, and when compared to a movie like Contact or Apollo 13, the cinematographers go hard on the composition of every single shot they are filming. Needless to say, I was floored by this movie. I don't think I have any flaws with it whatsoever. Even if I did read the novel beforehand, I would have still complimented the movie for staying true to its source material, and at times, improving it and adding more depth. And it is my deepest pleasure to give Project Hail Mary a solid 10 out of 10. If you haven't seen this movie yet, drive to your local theater and be there to witness absolute cinema. Now, if Christopher Nolan delivers with The Odyssey this summer, folks, we may be in for a cinematic revival. Thank you and good night.